Hey y'all, what's up? I haven't seen y'all in a minute. Like, it's really been a minute since I sat down and talked to the camera. I don't know, my past couple videos have felt really, not authentic to me. Like, I haven't really been myself. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna name this video, honestly. I'm probably gonna end up naming it Why I Got Kicked Out at 16, just because that's what this video is really mainly about. And yeah, so first off, I want to say that in this video, I'm not making this video, to bash my parents or anything, or talk bad about them. I'm just making this video for me because I feel like I need to do this to really, be at peace with myself. Like, because it's a lot of things that I've been trying to do to really, get myself together and really recollect myself and, just better myself. I'm trying to heal myself. It's just a lot of shit that's just, been going on and that's happened. So it's like, I feel like this is one of my steps to actually finding peace within myself, getting all this shit off of my chest. Mainly because I know that my parents are gonna watch this for sure, and they're gonna have to watch it without them interrupting me, or trying to get a word in. This is just solely me. Sorry y'all, it's kind of hot out here. I don't know, I decided to make this video outside because I don't know, it feels good outside and shit. Honestly y'all, I wasn't even gonna film this video right now. Like, this was so unexpected. I did not think I was gonna do this. I was just sitting down and I thought to myself, hey, I've been saying for months that I was gonna make this video, so I might as well just go ahead and do it, Like, I really have been saying that I'm gonna make this video for months though, and I haven't did it. So now I have to take the initiative and actually do it. So that's why I'm making this video. And no, I'm not making this video for sympathy or any of that. I don't want people feeling sorry for me. This is solely, really, mainly for me. And I don't know, I just feel like if there's anybody out there, going through the same shit as me, or, I know there's people that's going through worse right now. If I could help it anyway, just by spreading my story, sharing my story, then I'm gonna do it to help people, because I want y'all to know, yes, I want you guys to know that you're not alone and that you're not fighting this battle alone. And although I'm not there with you personally, just know that you guys have a special place in my heart. Yeah, just clarify that I'm not making this video for anyone's sympathy or nothing like that. Really making this video for myself, like I said. And this video will be a video discussing where I've been for the past few months. And I've been posting on YouTube. I haven't completely just forgotten about y'all, but I have been very inconsistent, which is why I feel like you guys deserve an explanation. There's a lot of reasons as to why I'm filming this video. The first reason would have to be myself. Really, I'm making this video for myself because there's a lot of things on my mind that I just need to get off my chest, that I just need to get out. I don't know, I can't sit here and continue to make YouTube videos when I feel like I'm faking it, I don't want to do that anymore. Like these past few months, I'm not gonna lie, they have not been easy for me, which we will discuss later on in the video. And so I can really be honest with y'all, because I feel like I haven't been honest with y'all. Honestly though, I was not. Like, I don't know, I've been debating for months whether or not I was gonna share my story, due to the fact that I didn't want people in my business, people in my business like that. But I thought about it, and I've done plenty of fucking YouTube videos. My whole life is basically on the internet now, so I mean, why stop now, right? Shit. I said I was gonna be famous one day, so I mean, they gonna learn my story one way or another. So I have my MacBook right here because I didn't write everything down, but I was writing everything down like months ago. I was writing everything that happened, and just so that when I do record the video, I wasn't just fucking rambling. So I did. So this is everything that I fucking wrote down. So let's begin, shall we? Why I got kicked out at 16. My story. So, like all stories, this one is going to be pretty long since it's so much that has happened. I've never been the type of kid, to just show out in public or just talk to strangers or show out. I was always that one child who didn't say a word. Like, I was too shy to speak, afraid of what other people might think of me or what they might say. Growing up with both of my parents and my mom constantly trying to make us look good on Facebook made me think what other people thought about us mattered. And although I was quiet and not the perfect child, I excelled in school with all A's and B's and honor roll classes always. A part of me feels like the reason why what happened to my family is mainly because my parents are foreign. They were not born or raised here in the US. Neither did they finish school. So I feel like that is kind of mainly the reasons why they have, self-trauma within their self that they haven't dealt with. Anyways, part of me feels like this is where they get their discipline from. In December of 2016, almost 5 years ago, everything fucking changed. Sorry, y'all, I keep losing my place. Everything changed. We finally moved out of our apartment on the other side of town to move into a brand new house. And this is where everything really changed. New friends, new school, new house in a new area. It was hard at first to adjust. I remember moving in the middle of 7th grade year. I finished 7th grade at this one school, but after that school year, I didn't want to go to that school anymore. So my mom enrolled my little brother and I into a charter school. My 8th grade year at that charter school was really hard for me. Believe it or not, I rarely had friends. I was really insecure about myself and I was severely depressed. And at the time, I was also talking to this boy, but he was literally a piece of shit for a nigga. Like, he was a piece of shit, which didn't make my case any better. I was crying myself to sleep constantly a lot around this time and doing a lot of self-harm. My older sister was also pregnant at the time, so my parents got really strict on me. They didn't let me go anywhere. I barely had a social life besides online. Everything that I wanted to do, my parents told me no because they didn't want me to end up like my sister. I asked for a nose ring one time. Mind you, I asked my parents for a nose ring when I was like 14. And my mom was like, no. Like, my parents were just telling me no. Like, no, because if you get a nose ring, then you're gonna get pregnant like your sister. What the fuck kind of logic is that? Like, I never understood that, but yeah, that happened. After school, when my little brother and I walked home from the bus stop, we could always hear my parents arguing from outside of the house, and this was an everyday thing. Literally every single day after school, my mom would be yelling. Of course, 14-year-old me hated to see this, and I could tell that my parents were not happy together, and that crushed me. After we were out of school around the summertime, before 9th grade, I tried to take my own life. I was so sad because the same boy I was still talking to made me feel so worthless, and so was my mom. I felt all alone, and I didn't want to go to my siblings either because I knew that they had their own issues going on. yeah, you guys did not hear me incorrectly. You heard correct. There was a point in my life where I did try to take my own life, and honestly, I'm not proud about it. And now when I like think about it, I'm really happy that it didn't work. You know, I'm really happy that it didn't, because I got to see myself grow as a person. And you know, for anybody that's dealing with self-harm, I just want you to know that it's not worth it. Like, honestly, truly, it is not worth it. Like, I used to do self-harm all the fucking time. You feel me? That's not good. I'm not encouraging that at all. I'm just sharing that so you guys know that if you are going through the same shit, or if you are doing self-harm, you're not alone. You feel me? That is not the way to go, though. Okay? That doesn't do anything in the long run. It doesn't have no good outcomes, is what I'm trying to say. Let me continue. I told my ex what I was doing, and he immediately snitched on me. And he told my brother, and my brother told my dad. So as I was trying to swallow as many pills as I could, my dad started banging at the door, yelling at me to open it. I started crying because of what I was doing, and I thought that my dad would hit me, you know, for what I was doing. And after contemplating, I tried to hide all the pills, and I opened the door. All I remember was my dad yelling at me because of what I was doing. He was telling me to go downstairs so my mom and him could watch me, but I refused. So he dragged me down the stairs and had me sit on the couch. My parents just started questioning me and asking me why. They wanted to take me to the hospital, but ended up not taking me, fearing me that they'd put me in a mental hospital. They hid all of the medicine from me for months. Several months passed, and 9th grade was finally here. My 9th grade year wasn't any better, to be honest. I was still cutting myself, but this year I found another coping mechanism: weed. I also met someone that brought so much light into my life. I was still struggling at home with my mom yelling at us every day. I was still depressed, and I was now going into high school. And I actually liked going to school, only so I wouldn't have to deal with my mom or hear her yelling. I met my boyfriend freshman year through my sister, and although I was depressed, he was the only one light in my life that made everything much better. Yes, this is about Anthony. Whew, sorry, y'all. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I told myself that I was not gonna do this because it would be pointless for me to start fucking crying in the middle of the video. So if any of you guys are like confused as to why, I'm finna play some meditation music, by the way, because it kind of helps me focus. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been like really fucking fidgety. And I hate that I do that, but I do. So I try to, you know, calm it down with some meditation music. If you are confused, the main reason as to why I was so depressed, mainly because I struggled a lot with my self-image. Not just my face, you know, but more so my body. Like literally my whole life I've been skinny as fuck. And it doesn't help that literally everywhere I go, everyone mentions it. Like at school, that's all anyone would talk about, is that, oh, you're so fucking skinny. Oh, do you eat? Oh, do you do this? Oh, do you do that? Like, it's just, and it didn't make it any better either, because, you know, my parents was on the same shit. Like, oh, you need to eat more. Like, bro, all I do is eat. I don't gain shit. Like, I don't know. I just have a fast metabolism. It doesn't, like, I don't know, y'all. Like, I've always dealt with my self-image, though. Like, that's always been a problem for me. I'm not gonna lie, though. It's gotten way better over the years. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, right now, I'm in a better space. Not just mentally, but physically within myself than I was 2 years ago. So, I wanted to continue with the story, but, it's taking forever to just load YouTube. So back to what I was saying. I'm gonna play the meditation music in the little background, you feel me? Let me continue. I met my boyfriend freshman year through my sister, and although I was depressed, he was the one light in my life that made everything just much better. And he eventually met my family, and at first they didn't really like him. They had to get used to it eventually though, you know, because after they met him, my family, he started coming around more often and seeing what my family was like. But of course, you know, he wouldn't say anything. He just definitely observed and minded his business. My parents didn't like the fact that I was so close to him though, but he was really my only friend. And I wasn't distracted from school either because I would still get A's and B's. They just didn't like the fact that he would spend the night, and they definitely didn't like the fact that we would smoke weed together. I was never really a bad child though. You know, I always did my chores. I always kept my grades good and kept the house clean. Whenever my parents asked me to do stuff for them, I would do it with no hesitation. So eventually my boyfriend came around more often. Like, he was there almost every single week just to see me. But then he would start to see the things that I would tell him about my parents. Well, specifically my mom and how she would treat us. And he would see all of that, you know? He just wouldn't say anything. And when I first started talking to Anthony, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was still self-harming. My freshman year, when I first met him, I was still cutting myself and all that shit. But I was not in the right state of mind when I met him. But a part of me really wanted to stop being sad all the time. So I started talking to him more, and I eventually fell in love. One day, he saw my scars, and he saw them on my thighs, and he told me that I didn't need to do that because I was beautiful, and that nothing was wrong with me. Like, there was no need for me to do that because in the long run, it would just mess up my skin. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know. I get emotional talking about my boyfriend sometimes just because he's really been there for me since day one. So, shit, get yourself together, Anna. Ever since that day that he saw them, I stopped and I never did it again. So it was still a lot of toxicity going on, and you know, a lot of name calling, a lot of, you know, just bashing for my mom. But he was the one person that I looked forward to talking to every day. Okay, so now we're gonna fast forward to when my sister got pregnant. It was a whole lot of drama when my sister first got pregnant, and I'm not gonna say everything that was happening because it was not my pregnancy, and I don't know if my sister would feel comfortable with me sharing all of that. And honestly, I don't know if you've checked out my sister's YouTube channel. If you haven't, make sure you go and do that. But she has released several videos of her own where she explains what she's been through, which is really crazy to me because literally the same shit my sister is going through, I kind of am, just in a way, minus the pregnancy. You know, she understands what it's like. So in that part as well, I'm kind of glad she understands, you know, where I be coming from and stuff. Because a lot of people just think that I'm so fucking angry for no reason and that I just be sad for no reason. But yeah, anyways, let's continue. Just know that it was a lot of things going on during my sister's pregnancy. And I felt like the way that my mom handled the situation wasn't so good. Like, she was there yet to make sure Joanna went to her doctor's appointments and stuff. But as far as like moral support and mental support, she would always just bash my sister and remind her that she got pregnant at a young age. And you know, I don't really think that's okay. That really does take a toll on your kids. Like the things that you say, like because there's certain ways to say things. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, you know. And I don't know, because I'm not a fucking mom, you know, but I'm somebody's child, so I know what it feels like to feel like I don't matter based on what my parents have told me. You know, I know what that feels like, and it's not a good feeling. So I just feel like with my sister's pregnancy, it could have been handled a certain way, like a different way, you know, instead of just bashing her all the time. I lost my spot. Of course, niggas want to cut the fucking grass when I'm outside. So a couple months after she gives birth to S-Man, my mom and my sister got into a heated argument, and it eventually led to physical, you know, harm. And I was very hesitant in sharing all of this information because, you know, this is my personal life and this is what I go through, and I don't want anyone in my family bashing me. But then at the same time, I don't really care because I feel like nobody listens to me. I feel like recording this video is giving me a chance to finally speak and be heard. So this is the chance for me to really get my message out there and for them to really know how I feel. And I'm not gonna say that it's easy because it hasn't been easy for me at all. I've only been away from my parents for, well, 8 months now, but when I wrote this, it was 6 months. And I'm not gonna lie, this has been the best 6 months of my life. I've never felt more free. I've never felt more at peace with myself. Like, I love myself so much more now that I'm not living there. I've been doing better with my attitude and controlling my emotions, and I've been working more. And I just finished school. You know, I accomplished a lot of things in these little 6 months that I've been out of my parents' house. I got a little sidetracked there, but I just wanted to say that basically after my sister gave birth, a couple months later, my mom and my sister started arguing because my mom wanted my sister to go to the store with her, but my sister fell asleep, and my mom goes into the room yelling at her, saying like, oh, let's go, why aren't you ready? And my sister was like, chill, I was just sleeping, I fell asleep, I'm sorry, I was tired. We had just got home from school as well, and her and Esme was taking a nap, and all of this happened too fast. Like, my sister, you know, she started saying some things back, you know, talking back to my mom. Obviously, she didn't like those things because that's when the insults started coming in. And my mom just started calling her names and whatnot. And I was trying to keep the peace. I was telling both of them to just chill out. I was telling them that it wasn't that deep. Basically, my mom got even more mad because of certain things that my sister was saying. And eventually, so she was basically saying all this shit to my mom, like, oh, I thought you were a Christian, I thought you believed in God. And this is eventually where my mom lost her breaking point, and she just started beating the fuck up out my sister. And I'm not gonna lie, my whole little adolescence, I've had a few little ass whoopings in my life, you feel me? But I've never seen someone get their ass whooped like that before. Like, this was to a whole nother level. Like, I was so scared, y'all. Like, I don't know, and the fact that it happened to my sister, I couldn't even imagine like how much shit my sister was feeling, you know. But basically, my mom was really like beating her up bad. And eventually she threw her on the couch and she was just choking her like this, like, and saying, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Like, I remember all this shit like it was yesterday. And mind you, me and my family, we're Hispanic, so my mom, anytime she speaks to us, she'll speak to us in Spanish. So while she's beating my sister up, you feel me, she's talking in Spanish. So my mom was sitting here saying, oh, te odio, like, and if you don't know what the fuck that means I hate you in Spanish. I had to watch that. Mind you, my sister was napping, right, with my baby niece, and after my sister started getting beat up, that's when I took initiative to go ahead and take the baby, because I don't want the baby to sit up here and watch her mom get beat the fuck up, you feel me? So I took the baby and I take her to my room and we're just in there. But then I had to go back to my sister's room because I heard it just getting worse. So at this point, when I heard everything get worse, me and my little brother was there as well. My dad wasn't home, my older brother wasn't home. It was just the 3 youngest kids and the baby. After I run back into the room, I see my mom just going ham. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this has to stop. Like, I think she gets the lesson by now. So I'm trying to pull my mom off of my sister because at this point, she's given her a black eye already. So I was trying to pull her off of my sister, you feel me? Because what the fuck? And mind you, my mom is like trying to hit me back because she's like, wait, don't be trying to pull me off your sister while I'm trying to hit her or whatever. But it was really scary. I'm not gonna lie. And my younger brother was there as well, and it was not pleasant. Basically, I try to sum up that little story for you guys, but that right there, that led to a whole lot of chaos into my family. After that event happened, my dad didn't believe us. I don't know if my older brother believed us. I feel like he did in a way, but then he didn't want to believe us all the way because I guess he didn't want to picture my mom like that. But it did happen. You feel me? Why would I sit up here and lie about that shit? So yeah, my mom was like, oh, if you guys don't move, I'm gonna hit you too. So we kind of backed off, and after that moment, my mom goes off and she ran to the back of my brother's room, and she comes out with a metal bat. Right? She comes out with a metal bat. But as my mom is doing this, my sister, she took the initiative to go ahead and hide. So she just went and ran into the bathroom that was right across from her room. So she runs to the bathroom, she locks herself in there, and my mom is in the room over here, in the back. So once my mom goes to the room looking for my sister, she sees she's not there. So she sees she's in the bathroom. So she goes to the bathroom, starts banging on the door, basically telling her to open the door or my mom was gonna do it herself. And my sister didn't want to open the door because, I mean, she already took a lot of hits and she ain't want to take no more. But eventually, my sister comes out the bathroom and my mom is a little more chill. And my mom, she goes and she locked herself in her room. So me, my little brother, and my older sister and the baby, we're all just in the same room talking, and we were just crying, and we're like, okay, we can't be here right now. Like, we have to leave. We were scared, you know? So we were scared that my mom was gonna do something. I don't know, but we all just knew that we had to leave. At that point, my mom was trying to avoid us using our phones while everything was happening, I guess so that we wouldn't call the police or anything. And I'm not gonna lie, I was going to call the police, but I didn't know what the fuck they were gonna do. So yeah, but she didn't want us using our phones at the time. Yeah, she kept telling us that we're not gonna call the police and all this other bullshit. So I kept texting my boyfriend and I told him everything that happened. And I was over here crying and calling him, and he was like, oh my God, like, are you okay? Like, are you guys okay? You guys can just come over here and chill for a little bit. Because me and my boyfriend, we lived in the same neighborhood. And me and my sister, we acted like we was finna go throw the trash away, and we just left out the back door. And my little brother and I, my older sister and I, we just left. Honestly though, we weren't gonna take my youngest brother at first, but we didn't want to leave him after everything that just happened, you feel me? Because if me and my sister would have left with her baby as well, and then we left my little brother, who knows what she would have did to him, you know? She could have took out her anger on him or started blaming him for shit, who knows? That's why we didn't leave him there. Like an hour or so later, my mom starts blowing up our phones like, oh, good job, this is what you guys are doing, setting a great example for your little brother. And she was like, oh, I've been looking for you guys. But as soon as we left, we tracked my mom's phone just to see where she was at, to see if she was really looking for us, or to see if she was in the area or what. And we knew how to track her phone, but she didn't know that we knew how to do that. We just knew how to do that. We tracked her phone after we left to see if she was really looking for us, and no, she was not really looking for us. She was at KFC. And then she turned off all of our data, all of our service, so we couldn't call anybody or text anyone. And she started calling my boyfriend, and she was like, hey, are the kids with you? And I'm not gonna lie, I told him to lie for us. Which, I mean, what did you expect him to do? You feel me? After you just beat the fuck about my sister. Basically, I told him not to tell her we was with him because I didn't want her to know we was still scared or whatever. So eventually, my oldest brother comes knocking on the door, and they let him in the house, and he comes and sees us in the back. And he was like, come on, we're leaving right now. Mom is waiting for us outside. And I did not want to leave. I was crying so bad. I remember this day like it was yesterday. And I remember it was on a Friday because we had just got out of school. This is what really confused me as a child, you know, this right here. So after that event, after we ran away and she found us or whatever, and we went back home with her, she didn't really, like, she was yelling at us and shit. But the next morning, she acted like nothing happened. Like, she was being so nice. And Joanna was telling my mom that her eye was hurting, and she showed my mom the black eye. And my mom was like, oh, I didn't do that to you. I didn't give that to you. And she was trying to make it seem like she forgot what she had did. And my sister was like, yes, you did. You did give this to me. And my mom kept denying it and was accusing my sister of giving the black eye to herself. This is what really also fucked me up as well. And I've dealt with this numerous times after my mom has did something to us. So the next morning when I saw my dad, right, I go and I tell him everything that had happened. I cried, and me and my little brother, we told him everything that happened. We cried so hard that day just for him to go and tell us to go apologize to my mom. I asked him, why do I have to apologize? And he said I need to apologize because I interfered with my mom trying to hit my sister. But I told him that if he was there, he would have tried to stop it too, because it was not no regular discipline hitting. It was like my mom was trying to beat a bitch ass from the street. So I told my dad I wasn't going to apologize. I don't feel comfortable doing that. He was like, well, you know how your mom is already, so I don't know what to tell you guys. You just need to suck it up like I do. So after he told us that, I knew that I couldn't trust my dad to help us anymore. And I knew that he wasn't going to do anything about anything at all. So I just ignored him. And the following Monday, we went to school, and I guess they noticed my sister's black eye. And they called me into the office while I'm in class to question me. And we go home the same day. My mom was acting really nice. And after a little while of us being home, we heard a knock on the door, and it was DSS. So basically, yeah, DSS came, and a lot of shit happened. And they were just questioning my mom, asking her what happened. But, you know, she kept denying everything, telling them a different story each time. So it made her look really bad at the end. But a lot of the shit that happened, like that, you know, that was like 2-3 years ago. So after that happened, they eventually took us away from my parents, and my mom had to do like some stuff to prove to them that she could take care of her kids. So we spent the summer at a relative's, and after the summer was over, we went back to go live with her, but it was just the same shit over and over again. At this point though, my sister left. Like, she wasn't gonna live under the same roof anymore. She made up her mind, so she left. I don't remember how old my sister first was when she first left the house. I'm thinking 15, 16. But, and then a little while after that, after my sister left, it was like I was the one that my mom needed to feed her energy off of after my sister. Because before, when my sister was there, yeah, she would bash me and shit, but not as much as after my sister left. After my sister left, everything changed. Everything was about my sister. Like, it was like my mom couldn't breathe without my sister, and it just made me feel really bad, you know, because you have a whole nother daughter. You have 3 other kids, but you're here sulking about one that isn't doing the same about you, you know? So it made me feel really bad because I felt like I was, you know, I didn't feel important. So basically, I felt like I was the black sheep that she had started leaning on afterwards. Like, every little thing that I did was an issue. Like, I never could do shit right. Like, if I was to do something or she would ask me to do a chore, I would do it, you know? And if I didn't do it right, she would start bashing me, like, just start yelling at me, you know? I could never just get a fucking thank you. Oh, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. No, it was never that. It was always, oh, well, you missed a spot right here. Oh, you didn't do it right. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did that. Like, what the fuck? Who wants to hear that all day? Not me. Not only that, but the fact that I had a boyfriend and I was smoking weed and shit. Because when they found out that I was smoking weed, and after the whole DSS thing, they put me into therapy, and my mom told the clinic that I was addicted to weed and that I had anger issues and all this other shit. So I took therapy for a year. It didn't really help. I had to lie mainly most of my sessions. And it took me a while to convince my mom to make me stop taking the therapy sessions because I didn't want to take them anymore. But I couldn't tell my mom that. I had to tell her, you know, I had to kind of convince her that it was helping me, but it really wasn't. So after a year of therapy, it was just like, damn, like everything. Like, I just don't understand. Like, she would ask me, like, okay, be honest with me, Anais, are you still smoking weed? And I'm like, yeah. You feel me? I'm not gonna lie, I did try to hide it, but that's because I don't want to sit up here in your face and smoke weed, you feel me? That's kind of disrespectful. So, of course, I'm gonna wait till nighttime to go and do what I do, you know? Like, I wish they would have tried to help me, you know, instead of bashing me all the time. And eventually, like, me and my mom, like, we would get into little arguments here and there, but she never would hit me how she did my sister. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she would threaten me. Like, she would threaten to hit me multiple times. Like, there was numerous times when she was like really angry, and she would be like, okay, well, you're lucky that I have this case on me, because if not, I would have broke your fucking mouth. Like, you know, like shit like that. Like, and it's like, oh, like, okay, so that's why I started recording certain conversations with me and her. Like, she used to ask me all the time, oh, why are you recording our conversations? Like, and I would record the conversations so later on I could listen and like reflect on them, you know, because I would try and figure out what the fuck I did wrong. And throughout the whole like video recording, it's just my mom talking, just her. It's never me. I never get a word in, and if I do, I'm a bad daughter, you know. Anything that I say, she didn't agree with. So basically, it led to a point where I decided I was gonna get a job, really because I needed money, and also because I did not want to be in the house all the time. So I knew that once I got a job, though, that the house would just fall apart completely, because I was the only one fucking cleaning. Like, I would clean up after my brothers all the time. I would clean the whole house, up and down, upstairs, downstairs, you feel me? Like, I would make sure the house is clean, but it would just make me so angry because not even a day later, the shit would be a mess again. And it was like, my parents didn't see that. Like, they would still complain and say, oh, you don't do shit. But I literally just cleaned the house yesterday. It's your sons that don't know how to clean up after themselves that's making all the fucking mess. And when I tried to tell them to talk to their sons about it, they didn't want to do shit. They didn't never want to talk to their sons to clean up after themselves. So it was always like I was the issue for wanting to be helped. Like, what the fuck? Ain't nobody helping me do shit. So of course I'm gonna feel some type of way about it, you know? So this is why I kept smoking weed, because I was sad. You know, I felt like my parents didn't understand. Like, I felt like they were being sexist in a way, you feel me? Because they would always tell me, oh, you're the lady of the house, you have to do this because you're a lady. They don't, because they're guys. That shit don't make no damn sense. That's sexist as hell. I don't care, bruh. Who wants a man that doesn't know how to clean? First of all, clean up after themselves, because I know I don't. You feel me? So if you're teaching your sons that, it's like, damn, what could you expect? But eventually I had got a job, my first job at Harris Teeter, and I started working there. And I knew immediately that once I started working there, the house would fall apart. And I was right. I was definitely right, like I knew I would be. So every night that I came home from work, the house was just a fucking mess. Dishes everywhere, the sink full with dishes, trash everywhere in the living room. It was just a mess. Like, just a mess, bro. The bathroom dirty as hell, just a mess, bro. I'm like, damn, nigga. I've been working all day, and y'all expect me to get off of work and clean? Hell no, I'm not having it. So this is where my parents was getting mad at me at, because I was refusing to clean up. And of course I'm gonna refuse to clean up after I'm coming back from work tired as hell, mind you, and I was doing school at the same time. But like, it just made me so mad, because you're telling me I'm at work for 7 hours and y'all couldn't have cleaned the bathroom? And every time I would ask her to speak to my siblings, she never would do it. Like, she would say that they didn't have to do nothing. Like, so basically it came to a point where a couple months passed, and while I was working at Harris Teeter, and eventually in like December, January, it was January, I quit Harris Teeter because they wasn't giving me no hours or whatever, so I just stopped going. And now I had to stay at the house. So I was at the house more often, and they wanted me to clean now and shit because I didn't have a job. So I was like, okay, bro, I might as well clean. So mind you, me and my little brother, we used to be close like this. Well, we still are close, you know, but since we're not living under the same roof, it's kind of been hard to really talk to him. But eventually, like, me and my little brother, we were always the siblings that cracked jokes, you feel me? Like, we made dark humor jokes, like, just stupid shit. And clearly my mom didn't like that. So, like, you couldn't joke about shit around my mom without her turning it into a lecture, or without her bashing you, or without her yelling at you in the end, you know? So it was this one day, my mom wanted me to clean the whole downstairs, and I was really mad because nobody wanted to help me. Like, I was asking my brothers to at least help me move the fucking couch, but nobody wanted to help me. So I'm cleaning, I'm sitting there sweeping the kitchen, and my little brother, he actually decided to help me. So, I was grateful, because I asked him to hold the little dustpan for me. Oh damn, my MacBook died, sorry y'all, no more meditation music. But I asked him to hold the dustpan for me, and he did. So while he's sitting there helping me, I'm just cracking jokes or whatever, we're just talking. And mind you, we put her in her baby chair so she could, not be running around and shit while I'm trying to clean. So basically, my niece, she had like a baby doll in her hand, and she just threw her on the floor, like, bam. So I thought that was funny, I thought it was funny. And I was like, damn, Esme, you be abusing your toys, huh? Man, right after I made that damn joke, me and my little brother looked at each other like, oh, fuck, why did I say that? I just knew she was gonna say some shit about it. So after I said that, I guess I triggered my mom. And she was like, oh, you don't know what real abuse looks like? You don't know how it really feels to be abused or whatever. I said, girl, what are you talking about? I was making a joke. Like, where did all this come from? So eventually she just starts talking mad shit afterwards, like saying how we're ungrateful and we don't appreciate her, and how other kids would love to have a mother like her. And you feel me, at this point I was over it. Like, I was never the type to talk back to my mom, but it just got to a point where I was mentally exhausted. I was mentally exhausted of all the fucking insults, you know. It just got tiring. Like, why is my own mother insulting me like this? Like, calling me a bitch all the time, telling me that I'm a piece of shit, telling me that I don't deserve shit, that I'm not worth anything. She wish she would have aborted me. Who the fuck says that to their child? I got tired of it, so I spazzed. And I know I shouldn't have, but I did. And I spazzed, and I told her, I was like, hey, well, since you want to talk about people being ungrateful, I think you're really ungrateful as a mom. And she's like, what? Why? And I'm like, because you know how many parents would kill to have a daughter like me, and you're over here complaining about every little thing that I do? Like, I wish I had a... This is what I was saying. Every time she would yell at us, she would tell us what her ideal kids were. So now it was my turn. And I told her, I was like, I wish I had a mom that actually appreciated everything that I do for her. And instead of getting mad for every little thing, like... And I guess she felt some type of way about this because she kept cussing me out afterwards. So eventually, after she was still, like, cussing me out and shit and yelling at me, I was like, bruh, like... You're complaining that I don't do shit, but what am I doing right now? I'm literally cleaning. And what are your two sons doing? Not shit. Sitting on the couch playing a game. And you're sitting over here yelling at me like I don't do shit. So I dropped the broom and I went upstairs because I'm not cleaning that shit. She was like, oh, where the fuck you going? You better bring your ass back right now. I said, no, I'm not cleaning. I'm not helping you clean anymore because I'm tired of it. Y'all be taking advantage of me like I don't have feelings. Like, y'all don't be making them clean up shit, but I gotta clean up and I gotta break my back and do all this. I'm not Cinderella, bro. So I go upstairs and I just go to my room. So she comes upstairs after me, like behind me, just yelling at me, just saying all sorts of shit. And, you know, eventually, bro, she's adding more fuel to the fire. So I start yelling at her back. And I'm like, bro, she was just saying a lot of shit to me, man, that really, you know, that really hurt. And she did try to put her hands on me a lot of times, too, within that argument that we had. She tried to put her hands on me several times, which I was not going for. Like she kept going like this, but she kept hesitating. So I kept telling her, like, bro, if you're gonna hit me, then just hit me, like. And then she was like, no, you want somebody to hit you so bad, go tell Anthony to hit you. I was like, what? I said, do you hear yourself? Do you hear what you just told your daughter to go say to her boyfriend? You want my boyfriend to go and hit me? And I know once she watches this video, she's gonna say that none of this ever happened, but I know what happened. I'm not a liar. Why would I sit here and lie about shit like this? Like, that doesn't make any sense. She may not remember, but I do. Yeah, so she basically told me to go tell my boyfriend to go and hit me. Like, that made shit any better. So I'm sitting over here crying, mad as fuck, because, mind you, I didn't shower that day either because I was cleaning all day. So I didn't get to shower. So I'm trying to get in the shower now so I could just leave the house to get some fresh air. And she's coming in the bathroom with me, like trying to block me from getting in the shower or whatever. And this is when my dad comes in. He hears all this commotion, so he comes outside, like outside the room, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And I'm telling him, bro, control your wife. Like, why is she saying all this shit to me? Like, I'm not finna sit here and let you insult me. Like, that's not what we finna do. So I guess they felt some type of way about it because I was never the child. You feel me? It was usually my sister who was the one to be sitting there and talking back. But you feel me? It comes to a point where I'm not gonna be quiet anymore. Like, if I feel like I'm being treated a certain way that I don't like, I'm not gonna sit here and tolerate it. Like, I've been quiet for too long, you know, and that's how I felt in that moment. So everything just exploded. I exploded, and basically, bro, she's still yelling at me and shit while I'm trying to use the bathroom. And I'm telling her, can she get out the bathroom? And she's like, no, you don't pay shit here. You don't pay bills here. And I told her, you don't either, sis. You don't have a job. My dad do. You don't pay the, like, it was just a lot, y'all. And basically he was like, oh, why are you trying to go in the bathroom? Why are you trying to go in the bathroom? I'm like, bro, because I'm sweating, I'm musty, bro. I haven't showered all day because I've been cleaning for y'all, and y'all don't even appreciate that, so I can't even shower now. So that's really when I was fed up. So at this point, I'm texting my boyfriend, venting, I'm crying, bro. I'm just like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? Why me, bro? You know? So basically, he told me to just chill, just calm down, like. So I go and hop in the shower so, you know, I can get the smell off of me, because it was really hot that day too. And afterwards, after I get out the shower, she's still going at it. Like, she's still talking her shit or whatever downstairs, saying all these lies about me and stuff. So I'm like, okay, bro, whatever. So they're like, oh, where are you going? Where are you going? And I told them that I'm leaving. I'm gonna go get some fresh air. I'm leaving. Anthony is gonna come get me. I'm leaving. So my mom's like, okay, leave. And my dad was like, yeah, leave. The fuck? Like, just leave. Just go. So I'm like, okay. So I go. I think that day, it was definitely a weekend. I remember it was a weekend. I'm not sure if I took a bag that night so I could spend the night at my boyfriend's, or if it was the night after. But I was just so sad that day. I just needed to go smoke. Like, so basically, I go and I spend the night with him, and I come home early in the morning the next day, but my mom isn't talking to me. My dad he was just telling me I have to apologize to my mom again, which I didn't fucking do, because I'm not gonna apologize. Afterwards, like, that whole week, my mom ignored me. Like, she would see me throughout the day, like downstairs or whatever, but she wouldn't say a word to me. She wouldn't say shit to me, so I wouldn't say shit to her. And it was this one specific day, and I remember that it was a week she was ignoring me, because I came home that morning and it was a Sunday. So the days passed by, I'm eating food in my room, I'm doing all this shit in my room because I didn't want anyone to see me. Like, I was sad as fuck. So that same week, that Sunday or whatever, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday passed, right? And Friday comes. So at this point, I was looking for a new job because I wasn't working at Harris Teeter anymore. So I had got an interview at Zaxby's that day, Friday, and I think they told me to be there at 3. So I was getting ready for my interview or whatever, and then that's when my little brother came, and he was telling me, oh, well, mom wants to talk to you. And I was like, she wants to talk to me? Okay. Well, she hasn't wanted to talk to me this whole week. Why does she want to talk to me now? And then I told him to tell my mom that I have an interview that I'm finna go to, so I can't sit here and talk to her. So he goes downstairs and tells her, I guess. So then he comes back up and he tells me, well, mom said if you leave, she's changing the password on the lock, so you can't get back in the house. My parents' house, they have a little padlock, like where you put a pin so it opens the door. So she was basically saying that if I left, like, she would change the password on the door so I couldn't get in. But I was like, out of all the days, now you want to talk to me, bro? Out of all the days, and I have an interview today. Like, I'm not gonna miss out on this interview so you can sit here and bash me for 2-3 hours and then miss my interview. No, thank you. So I still ended up leaving that day, and I didn't come back that night either, because she told me she was gonna change the lock. So I was like, okay, it's no point in me coming back. After the interview or whatever, I did get the job. I spent the night with my boyfriend again, and I was just really sad because of everything that was going on. And at this point, oh my God, that was a big ass bug. But at this point, I had a lock on my door, like a lock. I never had a lock on my door in my whole years living with my parents. I never had a lock on my door until now, when I bought my own lock, because I was tired of my brothers coming in my room all the fucking time, taking all of my shit, using all my stuff, using my towels, using my toothbrushes. Like, come on, bro. So I got my lock so that I can have privacy, and my parents didn't like that. Well, my dad didn't really care. It was my mom. She didn't like that, because I would lock my door every single night, and in the morning she would try to come in, and then she would bang on the door like, open the door, like, damn, can I get some privacy, bro? And then when I would try to ask them to talk to my brothers about taking my shit, they never did. It's like they didn't even care. Like, they disregarded my feelings. So I was like, okay, bet, I'm gonna just buy a lock, and my little brother helped me put the lock on my door. And yeah, so I had a lock. And the day that I left for the interview, I locked my door. I put a lock on it, and I took the key with me. So that's when my dad texted me, right? And he was like, oh, if you don't unlock the door right now, I'm gonna break it. And I was just confused because I know that he knows that I left, because my parents have a Ring camera in front of their door, like in front of the front door, and they watch that shit like it's a movie. They watch it every single day, every second of the day. So I knew that he knew that I left, so I was kind of confused why he texted me that. So a little while later, like an hour or two later, my brother texts me, and he's like, hey, Dad and Mom, they just went to the store to go buy some shit to unlock your door. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, that's very weird. So at this point, I'm like, okay, bro, I'm not finna live here no more. Like, I can't get no privacy. Like, ain't nobody helping me do shit. Like, I just feel like I'm constantly getting bashed on. Like, I don't know, I was crying every single day, y'all. Like I capped you not. Like, you can ask my boyfriend. And it was just so crazy because everybody thinks that I left because of my boyfriend, because I wanted to go be grown and be with my nigga. No, that's not why the fuck I left. I left for me. I left so that I can fucking live, you know? Like, I've never been the type of child that wants to go out and party. I've only been to like 2 parties before, and that's only because my sister dragged me with her. Like, I've never been the kid to just want to go out and party, you know? Even though I don't live with my parents now, I don't even do none of that shit. I don't party. I don't do shit. I don't have friends. I don't do shit. That's what I don't understand, is why they was so hard on me, you know? So I left, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna leave for real then, because it's like they don't want me there. They did tell me to leave, so I'm like, okay, shit, I guess I'm gonna leave. So after I go back to get all my shit or whatever, like, I'm just sneaking it out whenever my parents aren't there. I go back to the house like a week or so later to get my mail. And when I go inside the house, nobody was downstairs but my little brother. And I'm like, okay, I see a couple of my mail here, but I don't see any packages. Mind you guys, I was still doing YouTube around the time, and you know, YouTubers get promotions and shit. So they were sending me stuff, and it said that it had delivered to the house, but I didn't see the package downstairs. So I was like, okay, I don't want to assume that they're hiding my mail or anything. So that's when I was like, fuck, now I have to actually go see my parents for real. So I went upstairs to go see them, and they were just being mad awkward. Like, I asked them if they knew what happened to my mail, and they were just being mad rude. Like, oh, like my dad, I don't know, he's just always been like behind my mom, like scared of my mom. Like, I don't know why. Like, he's never really stood up for us. He's never defended us. That's where a lot of my hurt comes from. Like, when it comes to my dad, I don't know, I can never just face him or look at him the same, because he was never really there for us. Like, bro, he was there. He was the only one that would work for our income. So, mind you, my whole life, my dad has been working like 2 jobs, so he's barely even at home. But when he is at home, he's siding with my mom or supporting whatever my mom is doing. You feel me? So it was kind of hard, because it felt like my dad was never really there for us as far as emotional and physical support from my mom. Yeah, when I went to go get the mail, my dad was just being very rude. My mom was just sitting there, and there was like, oh, so you're not gonna say hey or anything or nothing? And I was like, well, like, I was being honest with them. I was like, I mean, hey, I didn't come here to talk. I just came here to get my stuff. And that's when my dad was like, okay, well, don't never fucking come back again. And that's exactly how he told me. So after that day, I just left. I took all my shit. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but I used to have a business. Like, I would just sell shit. I stopped doing that because I needed a break. I just felt like I just felt like everything in my life was falling apart, and I just needed to focus on myself. And I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard because I was just 16, you know, when I left, and it was January 2021, the beginning of the year. So it wasn't even my birthday yet, bro. So a month passed, and I finally got a new job. I started working at Walmart. So this is where everything changed, because I couldn't make as many YouTube videos as I used to, because I had to go to work all the time, and I still do. That's why I haven't been posting as consistently as I'm supposed to, because I'm always at fucking work. I've been trying to work, you know, make this money so I could support myself. So, like, a lot of people, they're always asking me, oh, you think you're grown, you think you this. I don't think I'm grown. It's just a lot of certain shit that I had to go through that made me grow up too fast, you know. But at the end of the day, like, now when I look at myself, like, I'm not gonna lie, the first few months when I left, it was really hard for me, because all I could do was cry. Like, I could not stop crying. Like, all I was thinking was, why me? Like, why is all this shit happening to me, you know? But after a while, I had to realize that, you know, I could have stayed. I could have stayed with my parents, but at the same time, if I would have stayed, who knows? I probably would still be crying myself to sleep every night. I would, you know, still be complaining about the shit that would be going on, and I don't want that for myself. I want to be mentally stable. You know, that's what I want to be. I just smile every day and just take it day by day, because that's all you can do, you know. And honestly, I was not planning on filming this video so soon. Honestly, I was gonna wait till I buy my car so that I can, you know, film this in my little area. But so that's the story of what happened to me. Yeah. Hashtag traumatized. No, I'm just kidding. That's not funny. You see, like I said, I have a lot of dark humor. Like, I laugh at the saddest shit. Like, I make jokes out of my trauma. That's not okay, but I do. That's what I do. So I'm not gonna tell you guys where I'm staying at right now, just because I don't want everybody in my business. But just know that I'm safe, and I am loved by me, and the universe loves me, and I'm gonna be okay, guys. I've been doing okay all this time. So, and honestly, like, making this video, it was kind of like, I was very iffy about it, just because I didn't want people to know my business. I don't like faking shit for social media. I don't have to fake shit for social media. I feel like you guys can tell every time I have like a mental breakdown, because I always dye my hair in a different color. This color was red, and yes, this time it's permanent, it's not wax. So I don't have any hatred for anyone in my family, you know. That's not in me. I don't have that in me. It's just a lot of sadness that I have, that I've been trying to heal. But if you are my parents watching this video, I want you to know that, like, I don't know, I didn't make this video to hurt you guys. I made this video so that you guys could see what you've done. You know, so you guys can realize and actually take up for your actions. I'm not gonna hold any grudges against anyone. This was really just to get everything off my chest, and I'm not gonna lie, after sitting here for like an hour or so, well, it's been more than an hour, it's been like 2-3 hours, sitting here just talking to you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I just felt a whole lot better. And since we did discuss a lot in this video, if you do know anyone that is suicidal or going through depression or going through self-harm, then I want you to help them. You know, try to help them. Reach out to a parent, to a guardian, to reach out to an adult. Seek help, okay? Because that's not something that you should have to deal with alone, especially not at such a young age. And I know how that feels like, you know? So I don't want anyone else to experience that. I'm definitely gonna start being more consistent after this. My next video will probably be me buying my first car, which I'm really excited about, because I really need a car. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did not think that I was actually gonna go through with this. I didn't think that I was gonna make this video because I was scared of how my family would view me and the things that they would say about me, but honestly, I don't give a fuck anymore. Hey y'all, so I'm in the middle of editing right now, and I just wanted to add a couple points that I didn't add when I was filming. First, I want to say that, I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for this video, especially from my family, but you feel me, my intentions behind this video was not to harm anyone. This video was really so I can express myself and how I feel, because I feel like every time I try to do that around my parents or anyone in the family, really, I feel like they just disregard me or brush me off, so I felt like this video was necessary so I could really, get my point across without being interrupted or without anyone disagreeing with me. Of course, I love my parents, you feel me? Like, at the end of the day, they're still my parents, you feel me? And honestly, I wish that our relationship wasn't like this. Like, I really wish we had a different relationship, but I think that it's going to take all of us to really mend that and to fix it. So, I'm not saying that I hate them or anything. I'm just saying, like, I do still love my family, you feel me, my parents. In this video, I talked about my depression and stuff, and a lot of the stuff that I was doing, and I really don't tell nobody about that. Like, a lot of people don't know that about me. So this really took a lot for me to go ahead and let you guys know what I've been through. And all that background information that I gave you guys, from us moving all the way up to me, my depression and the self-harm and me trying to take my own life and everything, I wanted to let you guys know all of that, and the DSS stuff and everything. I just wanted y'all to know that so y'all could really, like, understand why I had to leave. Because I know that if I wouldn't have put any background information, y'all probably would have just thought I was crazy. But, depression is nothing to play with, bruh. And literally every day living in that house, I felt fucking depressed. Like, and it was crazy because my mom knew. Like, she knew that I had issues with, like, depression and stuff. But like I said, they would just brush me off. Like they would think that I was being over dramatic, or they would think that I was just calling attention, as they would say. But really, yes, I am. You feel me? I'm depressed. I'm over here trying to take my life. But I don't know. I just felt like being under that house felt like a prison, So, I mean, even though now that I left, you feel me, I don't even do anything. I just go to work, go home, and go to sleep. So far, like, up to now, I have talked to my parents. We've seen each other in person and stuff. But it's just been really hard to, like, keep a conversation with them. Like, actually conversate with them, because every time that I do conversate with them, or specifically my mom, every time I conversate with her, she's always just telling me what I should have did and what I could have done if I never left the house. And I don't want to hear that shit. So that's why I don't go and see them as often as they want me to, I guess. But also because every time I see them, it's like I'm seeing a ghost. Like, I'm seeing two ghosts. Like, they just expect me to forget everything that happened. And it's like, I can't do that, Like, I don't know how they do that shit. Like, they just put on a mask and act like everything's new, everything's brand new, everything's changed. But that's not the case, And that shit hurts. That shit really does hurt me, because how you gonna sit up in my face acting like nothing ever happened? And you know how I told you guys about the last time I did see him and he told me never to fucking come back? I told him about that because he was texting me and, like, just checking up on me or whatever, and he was just saying that he missed me and stuff. And I was telling him, well, that's not what you said the last time we spoke. The last time we spoke, you told me to get the fuck out your house. And he was like, oh, well, you know, it's a new day. And, you know, I know that parents, they say things a lot out of anger, but, you know, shit like that, when you tell a little kid to leave and never come back, what you think I'ma do, bruh? You feel me? I'm not gonna wanna come back after you told me to get the fuck out. And I don't know, it's been really hard to mend back our relationship. Like now, bruh, every time they see me, they look at me like they wanna cry. And they always say something about my weight and my body, bruh, and I hate that shit. Because, you know, in the video, like I said, bruh, I've always been skinny, bruh. My body has always been like one of my biggest insecurities, bruh. So the fact that every time that they see me, they have something to say about it, bruh, that shit really hurts. Because not only do they do that, bro, but they've been spreading rumors around the family, bruh, telling them that I'm starving myself. Like, why the fuck would I be starving myself, bruh? Like, I don't understand, bruh. You feel me? That shit right there, that shit hurt me. You feel me? When I have like 3-4 different family members all telling me that my parents are telling everybody that I'm starving myself, that shit definitely hurt right there, bruh. Cause I'm not even starving myself, you feel me? I have a job, bro. If I'm hungry, I eat. I don't know why I don't gain weight. I just don't. That's something I've always had an issue with. So the fact that they're even, you know, saying that type of shit, that shit hurts. Thanks once again, you guys. I don't even know if I should make a happy fucking outro, because this video was not really happy, but yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.